Hello, Burlington families, and welcome to the 2023-2024 Middle and High School Technology Orientation. My name is Jen Sheffer, and I am part of the BPS EdTech team. We are led by our director, Dennis Villano, and I work alongside fellow digital learning coaches Michelle Artizzoni, Dan Donoff, Linda O'Leary, and Leroy Wong. The BPS EdTech team also consists of our IT department, which is led by Jose De Sousa. We have a senior systems administrator, and that is John Allegretto. Eric Calandrello is our systems administrator. Fadine Satirial is our IT administrative assistant, and we have two IT technicians, Theo Gulis and Emerson Perez. As a department, both the digital learning team and the IT staff work to support both students and staff here in the district. Myself and other digital learning coaches focus on technology integration in the curriculum with assessment and instruction. We also provide computer science education as well as staff professional development. Our IT staff ensures that our network is working properly, that our phones and peripherals are also functioning properly. They also will assist staff and students with their accounts and password recovery if necessary, and they also partner with the town in Burlington. Unlike when your child was in elementary school, now that they're entering either middle or high school, they will be able to take their iPads home with them. That being said, the devices are still going to be managed by the BPS security system and have restrictions placed on them. We're able to do this through a mobile device management system called Mosel. While your student is using their device at home, they will be using their BPS Google Workspace account to access work, to communicate with their teachers, so on and so forth. The teachers will set expectations in each classroom in terms of usage. However, every student is given a student handbook that will also serve as a guide, and there is a Burlington Public Schools responsible use policy that all students and families will be signing. Ultimately, the expectation is that students care for their devices properly. As I mentioned, families will be signing the BPS Statement of Responsibility. This is a Google form that you must complete in order to receive the device for the upcoming school year. Please keep in mind you are taking responsibility of a $299 iPad, an $80 keyboard case, a $20 charging cable, and a $10 charging brick. The Google form with the information on the responsible use policy and the statement of responsibility is available on the BPS website. In the event your son or daughter needs any support with their device during the school year, the first step is to communicate with their homeroom teacher if it is malfunctioning or something isn't working properly. If necessary, the teacher would then contact the BPS technology department if additional support is needed. If an iPad becomes broken or damaged, they do need to be replaced or fixed within 3 weeks. It is possible that if you have purchased insurance as a family, the insurance company will also be involved in replacing or fixing the device. It is very important that you do not take the iPads to the Apple Store to be replaced or repaired. As I just mentioned, iPads that are damaged will need to be replaced within 3 weeks of the damage occurring. And if the student has insurance, a loaner iPad can be requested by you as the parents. Again, if that insurance claim or a repair number is provided. The loaner iPads cannot go home with the student, so please keep that in mind. If the damage to your son or daughter's iPad is to the point where the entire device needs to be replaced, there will be a check issued to the BPS IT department by the insurance company. That replacement iPad will be given to the student. It will have a different serial number and it must be changed with the insurance company in order for the policy to continue. So please keep that in mind. All insurance policies must be renewed after 12 consecutive months, regardless of when the policy was purchased. Students are aware that their Personal devices cannot be connected to the BPS Wi-Fi network. However, when students become seniors, they are allowed to bring a personal device after October 10th, and they can work with the IT department to get their personal device, whether that be a laptop or another iPad. They can work alongside the IT department to ensure that that personal device does get connected to the school Wi-Fi network. We ask that you please discuss with your son or daughter the importance of making sure that the iPad is fully charged every single day when they bring it to school, because it is an essential tool that they use daily for their learning. It's also critical that students take very good care of the iPad as they're transporting it from home to school. We highly recommend that students do not eat or drink near the iPad to avoid any unnecessary damage or accidents. I mentioned previously that if an iPad is broken or damaged and needs to be fixed or repaired, sometimes an insurance claim will need to be filed. The insurance policies that are available to be purchased are optional. However, we highly recommend purchasing insurance to protect your son or daughter's iPad for grades 6 through 12. Should you choose to purchase insurance, and we hope that you do, you will be working directly with our insurance company, which is called Worth Ave Group. The district has had a long-standing relationship with Worth Ave Group, and they will work with you through the process to make sure that the iPad is replaced or fixed within that 3-week period of time. In order to purchase insurance with Worth Ave Group, you will need to provide the iPad serial number and your son or daughter's student LACID number. It is a 6-digit unique identification number. It's the first 6 digits of your son or daughter's Burlington Public Schools email. The link that you see here on the slide can be clicked on so that you can move forward with purchasing insurance should you decide to do so. Any additional questions or concerns that you may have regarding iPad insurance can be directed to our administrative assistant, Fadine Satirial, and her contact information is listed here. In terms of applications that your student will be using throughout the school year, we are a Google Workspace district, which means your son or daughter will be using Gmail. They may be using Google Meet periodically, as well as Google Calendar for their communication applications. The storage application we use predominantly here in the district is Google Drive. And in terms of collaboration, your students will be using Google Docs, Sheets, Slides, and Google Sites throughout their time here in Burlington for their various classes. As I mentioned, Google Drive is our foundational storage application. This is where students can back up their files, pictures, videos, other applications if they happen to be using Notability. Everything can be backed up to Google Drive. We have unlimited storage, and this is something that your son or daughter will become very familiar with if they aren't already. Your child will also be using Google Classroom as they enter either the middle or the high school. Google Classroom is our foundational application for all classes, courses, and subject. It is the application that teachers use for assigning work and providing feedback. It's completely digital. It allows students to organize their assignments and keep everything in one place. Students are able to ask questions of their teacher. They're able to collaborate with their classmates through Google Classroom. And you, as parents and guardians, can also sign up for email updates on how your student is performing in class, their assignments, and we would highly recommend that you do that. The link at the bottom of this slide will take you to Common Sense Media's page on a parent's guide to learning even more about Google Classroom. In order to access either Google Drive, Google Classroom, Gmail, all of the Google Suite applications, your students will be using Google accounts. I mentioned earlier that your son or daughter will have a LACID number. This is a unique 6-digit number, and it is also the beginning of their email address, which they use to log in to their Google accounts. So the format of your child's email will be the LACID number followed by at bps121.org. If your child has not yet memorized both their email and their password, we would ask that you please assist them in memorizing this information as it is extremely critical for them to be using throughout their school day here in Burlington. We also have safety and security set up with our Google accounts for our students, which means that only Burlington staff and students are able to email one another. So you as a parent are unable to access your child via email through their school email address. So everything is internal. And again, that is for the safety and security of our students. As I just mentioned, the password for your child's Google account is very critical. We ask that you help them memorize that. If necessary, write it down, but keep it in a safe and secure place. The passwords themselves must be a minimum of 8 characters. And a strong password is going to have a combination of both upper and lowercase characters and special characters such as an exclamation point, an @ symbol, and asterisk. And again, please explain to your son or daughter the importance of keeping that password confidential. Your child will also be using Aspen, which is our student information system, and it is where they can access their grades for all of their courses. This also requires a password, and in the event your student loses his or her password or forgets it, they can email aspen@bpsk12.org and request that their Aspen password be reset. And any additional support they need will be taken care of by our Student Information Systems department. Your child will also be using an application called ClassLink. This is what we use for our single sign-on system. So once your son or daughter logs into ClassLink, it is going to provide them with access to all the additional applications that they're going to need for the school day. Applications such as Seesaw, iReady, BrainPop, Nearpod, other common applications that we use in the district will be accessed through ClassLink, and it is called the ClassLink Launchpad. Your child will also be able to access ClassLink and all of the applications inside the Launchpad from home. So the link that you see here on the slide can simply be clicked on, and then it will be, your child will be prompted to enter his or her Gmail account and password, and then they will be logged in to ClassLink and will be able to use all the applications that they need while they are at home. What you see here is a screenshot of exactly what you will see when your son or daughter logs into ClassLink from home. They will click on the Sign In with Google button that is highlighted in red. From there, they will enter their email and password, and then they will see that familiar Launchpad and will be able to click on the icons for whatever apps that they need. In addition to ClassLink, and new for the 23-24 school year, is a new application that we have adopted here in the district called Parent Square, and you are going to love it. Parent Square is going to be used for district-wide communication. You will use Parent Square to be notified about school cancellations, emergency information, and other important news in the district. It will serve as a communication tool between families and teachers. It is fully translatable into multiple languages, and we will be providing more details throughout the school year as we continue to roll out this new application, Parent Square. Previously, I mentioned our mobile device management system. That is an application called Mosel, and this is what we use to enable security restrictions on applications. That being said, we do want to inform you that we do not control the camera. So that is something we wanted you to be aware of as parents. Another piece of information we'd like you to be aware of is that the App Store, the Apple App Store, is disabled on your child's device. So you will notice that there is no App Store. That is not how students get apps. Students will use the Mobile Manager app. You can see the icon here on the right of this slide, what that looks like. So rather than getting apps from the Apple App Store, they will use the Mobile app instead. The restrictions that are placed on applications such as the App Store cannot be removed. There is no opt out for these restrictions, so please keep that in mind. We'd also like to make you aware that we do filter our devices. The internet is filtered, inappropriate sites are blocked, and online activities of students are monitored by our IT staff to ensure their safety. We also want to make sure that our students here in the district are staying focused on educational sites and using applications and websites that their teachers instruct them to use. So please help us with that. And if you'd like to learn even more about keeping your child safe online, we highly recommend visiting the parent section of Common Sense Media. I've mentioned this a few times, and it is an incredibly rich resource that will really provide you with excellent information on how you can best support your son or daughter in a highly digital world. The reason for a lot of the restrictions are for student safety, and we also take very seriously student data privacy. That being said, every single app or every single Chrome or web extension is reviewed by our IT department to make sure that the apps are approved and fall on the Student Privacy Pledge. This is an alliance of applications that have been designated as safe for students, and those are the only applications that our students have access to. If you are interested in knowing which applications are approved, which companies have signed the Student Privacy Pledge, you can click on the link here and you see all those applications which are posted on the BPS website. In addition to the digital learning team and the IT department providing support for students and staff, at the high school, we also have a help desk that is run by students. And the purpose of this help desk program is to provide technology support for high school students and staff. It is located in the upper library of the high school, and it is led by my colleague, Leroy Wong. If you'd like to visit the BHS Help Desk website, you can click on the link shown here on the slide. And in conclusion, to wrap things up, I just wanted to reiterate the steps that your son or daughter would take in the event they need support with their device. That first step is to talk with the homeroom teacher and explain the issue that they may be having. The issue could be simply resolved very quickly and does not need to be escalated in any way, shape, or form. But sometimes the teacher will realize that the issue is more severe and will need support from the IT department. And in the event the device is damaged beyond repair, you can file an insurance claim and receive a replacement iPad within that 3-week window. Again, we highly encourage insurance so that you can have peace of mind as a mom or dad that your child's device is protected and can be replaced at an affordable price. I'd like to thank you so much for spending some time with me here, learning more about our technology program and how your child can be supported, the applications that they will be using, and of course, the information on our new upcoming application, Parent Square, that we're very excited about. We ask that you stay connected with us. Please feel free to reach out. You can contact us through the website. We would love to hear from you, and we encourage you to not only take a peek at the Common Sense Media site, but our own website here in the district has fantastic resources for families and many links to excellent support and information on all of the digital learning tools your children will be using throughout the school year. So thank you again. I appreciate your time, and I am excited for the 23-24 school year, and I hope you are too. Thank you so much for watching.